Hey everybody, it's Russell Matthews and I'm back with another Canadian benefit update for you. And this time I've got a ton of new information for you. A reporter from Global News was recently in contact with somebody high up at the CRA. They sent her an extremely detailed email with a bunch of new information that they haven't released anywhere else. This email has statistics about the new benefits. It has information on some old error codes and some future error codes that you may see. It talks more about who the CRA are working with to verify your applications, and it talks about why some of the systems that you use to apply have been down lately. So in this video, we're going to do a deep dive on all of this information so that you can know exactly what has come out. But before we do, if you're new to the channel, hey, how's it going? It's nice to meet you. My name's Russell and I post videos about investing, business, a little bit of real estate, personal finance, and news that can help you make money in Canada. The overall goal of the channel is to help people set themselves up to live a more financially stable and wealthy future. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, or you just want to stay up to date about all the constantly changing information about these benefits, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. I'm bringing new updates like this one every single day to keep you informed. So if anything changes, you're going to hear about it from me first. And while you're down there, hit that like button and turn it blue. It's been proven that just one click of this button can spread the video to hundreds of people who could be looking for this information. Thanks so much for doing that. Now let's take a closer look at this letter from the CRA. This information was originally sent to Abigail Bimmen, who's a global national news correspondent based in Ottawa. She's a great journalist who wrote an article on a lot of this information, so if you'd like to see that article, check out the description below because you should really give it a read. But without further ado, let's dive into this letter from the CRA and find out what exactly it says. Okay, so here's the first little bit of the letter. It says, "Hi Abigail, to date, the Canada Revenue Agency, or CRA, has processed more than 876,000 applications for the three new Canada Recovery Benefits, the CRSB, the CRCB, and the CRB. Of these, nearly 600,000 have been approved specifically for the CRB, which the CRA launched on Monday, October 12th. Okay, so that's a pretty big update. Last time the Prime Minister talked, he said that there was only 200,000 people who applied, and now they're saying 876,000. That starts to make a little bit more sense as to why there was so much backlog and trouble with the applications and system overloads. 876,000 people. I mean, that's a lot for a computer system or a phone system to handle, but come on, it's the government. You should expect it to go a little more smoothly. Let's hope they talk a little bit more about how they're going to make sure that these kind of errors don't happen in the future. The CRA continues to keep our clients, the individuals who are relying on these benefits for support, top of mind. Our goal is to provide a simple, efficient service experience for Canadians while also taking steps to ensure that benefit payments are going to those who are eligible to receive them." That's interesting that the CRA are calling us their clients. I've never heard that sort of relationship described with that word. Usually clients would refer to somebody who's working for another person and that other person actually had an active choice in who they worked with. Like me, working in the real estate industry in the Greater Toronto area, I consider my clients the people who have chosen to work with me from a large selection of other options. But there's only one person we can deal with when it comes to these benefits, and that's the CRA, but I guess they're calling us their clients. They say their goal is to provide a simple and efficient service experience for Canadians. I'm glad that they're just saying this is a goal rather than a reality. It seems like they're acknowledging a little bit that people have had a rough time applying in many cases and that they're working to improve upon it. But I think that gets into that a little bit more later in the letter. They also emphasize that it's only going to people who are eligible to receive them. So that could be the reason why there's so much more for a lot of people that they have to go through in order to get it. It seems like the CRA is more actively vetting whether or not you are actually eligible, as opposed to the CRB, which was pretty willy-nilly with who they gave the benefit to. There wasn't much actual confirmation that they were eligible for that benefit. So I think it's a good thing they're shifting the focus onto eligibility so that Canadians aren't forced to, come income tax time, pay all of this money back unexpectedly. That could put a lot of Canadians in a really poor financial position. Some applications for the CRB are not immediately approved, and in these cases, individuals are receiving messages to call the CRA. This is because the CRA is performing more upfront verification to help ensure that CRB payments are being issued to individuals who are eligible to receive this benefit. Aha, yes, just as I expected. It seems that people who are right on the edge of whether or not they are eligible or not, the CRA is going to ask them to call a number and confirm this. I definitely know that sometimes when people have gotten an error message, it hasn't included a number telling them what department to call or what to do with this error message. That's one area I really think that they can improve. If somebody doesn't know why they've been denied or why there's an error, then they could start to panic and think that, hey, I might not get this money. This is people's livelihoods that we're talking about, so it's so important that services like this from the CRA are accurate and informative. It's not a game, and it's something that needs to be taken seriously. And from the sounds of it in this letter, it seems like they're getting more towards that point. Our systems check a variety of data sources to determine whether an individual is eligible. For example, the CRA can verify if the $5,000 income threshold has been met or detect the possibility of fraud. Applicants who are deemed ineligible for CRB may still be eligible for employment insurance, EI. Okay, so it sounds like the CRA is using past tax returns to verify that somebody has made $5,000 or not in 2019. But this is only half of the situation, because you'll remember you can either have made this $5,000 threshold in 2019, which you may have already filed your taxes for, or you can earn this in the past 12 months. It sounds like people who are eligible for the benefit could be getting errors because of this. The CRA doesn't have this information that you've hit this $5,000 threshold. You may be required to call in to provide proof of this before they'll let you actually apply successfully. Yeah, a lot more background checking this time around. Applicants who receive a message are being asked to call the CRA so that they can provide additional documentation to support their claim or verify their eligibility with one of our call center agents. For example, an applicant may be asked to provide proof that they have earned $5,000 to meet the eligibility criteria. Yeah, exactly. We recognize that many Canadians need to reach us. As a result, our wait times are longer than usual. We expect to return to lower wait times by the end of next week, and we ask for Canadians to be patient until that time and only call if it is a time-sensitive issue. Okay, so there's a couple of different things in here. They talk about how they're acknowledging that there are very long wait times. I've heard of people waiting for 2, even 3 hours on the phone with the CRA and never getting to speak to an agent. Of course, this is a lot slower of a process when there's everybody sort of rammed into this system all at the exact same time. So they're saying that by next week, this kind of waiting would be over. But what's a little bit confusing is they say, unless it's time sensitive, you should not even call. What do they consider time sensitive? If you get an error message and you need the money, that sounds pretty time sensitive to me, but I would imagine those are the only people calling in anyways. I don't think there are people calling the CRA just to chat. Generally, if you're going to pick up your phone and call the CRA, it's pretty important. So I don't really understand what they mean here. What do you think? As well, the CRA and Employment and Social Development Center, the ESDC, are sharing information on applicants to ensure that Canadians are not mistakenly applying for both EI and the CRB. Code 026 is specifically related to this issue. There you have it. It's exactly as we had all expected and as I talked about in my previous video. Error 026 is specifically about people who may have an open EI claim or have some sort of EI claim going on, or they could be eligible for EI, and the CRA is recognizing this and saying, hey, error 026, you're not eligible for CRB. The CRA began a process on October 15th to update this information on a daily basis to ensure that only those who are EI eligible are blocked from accessing the CRB through the CRA. Anyone who applied for the CRB before October 16th and received code 026 should try reapplying again on Monday. Their application may be approved if our updated information supports their claim. Okay. It sounds to me like before all of this happened, they weren't as consistently updating their database to determine whether or not you have an EI claim out. At this point, it sounds like they're updating this information every single day. So initially, if you applied and got this error code, it could have just been that their information wasn't up to date. So as of Monday, you should be able to apply and have all this information be accurate. And if you don't have any EI claims open or anything that relates to EI going on, then you should be able to apply successfully. If the applicant reapplies and continues to get code 026, it's because the individual may be eligible for EI or applied for EI earlier this year. For more information about who is eligible, go to EI Regular Benefits. And this just links to the EI homepage. As you've noted, the CRA's My Account automated phone line and some of our other online services are offline this weekend for scheduled routine maintenance from Friday, October 16th at 11 p.m. Eastern until Monday, October 19th at 6 a.m. Eastern. As a result, individuals will not be able to apply for CRB or other recovery benefits until Monday morning. Okay, so this isn't a problem for us now as it has already happened, but it does raise a question about why did they close down their applications for an entire weekend the first week of these applications? Does it really take an entire weekend to do this routine maintenance? I mean, I've played video games in the past that have millions and millions and millions of people logging in regularly, and they seem like they can do a patch or an update to their game in just a couple hours on a Tuesday morning. So you'd think that a government-run organization would be able to do something similar, right? It seems a little bit odd that they chose peak hours on a weekend when everybody actually has time to apply to shut down their application system. If you ask me, that's not the smartest move. Next time I think they should do the routine maintenance on some off-peak hour, like I said, a Tuesday morning, a Wednesday morning, when not too many people are applying. We understand that this may be inconvenient for applicants, and we appreciate their patience and understanding during this necessary routine maintenance period. Yeah, definitely inconvenient and necessary, yes, but necessary to do it during the weekend and on peak hours, maybe not. Okay, there you have it. That's the latest, most up-to-date news from the CRA. Again, a huge thanks goes out to Abigail Bimmen, the reporter for Global National, who got this information and brought it to all of us. Again, check out her story that's linked in the description. She did a great job on it. I'm curious what you have to say about all this, though. Are you happy with the CRA's response to their rather lackluster launch date? Or on the other hand, do you think that they're not doing enough to reach out to Canadians who have been affected by these error codes? Also, let me know if you've gotten your money yet. I know a huge amount of people started getting it on Wednesday of last week, but there are still people who are applying now and getting it into their accounts. So if you were successful, I want to congratulate you. Drop a comment below and let me know how it happened for you. And after you're done writing that comment, make sure to hit the like button, because just one click of that button could get this information to somebody who really needs to hear it. I'd appreciate the help in growing this channel, and I'm sure that they'd appreciate getting the information to them as well. And of course, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Whenever there's updated news about Canadians and things that could affect their money and their futures, you're going to hear about it here first. I've been bringing updates every single day, and I'm all about bringing it quickly and as accurately as possible. So if you want to stay informed, make sure to hit those buttons down there. And with all of that said, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I really hope this has helped you at least a little bit, and I'll see you next time.